Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here on Thursday, April 18th. I know this video is coming out extremely late as it's currently 3:32 Eastern Time, but I have another flight tomorrow, so I thought I might as well get this video out of the way like I did yesterday, just to ensure that all of you know what my play of the day will be while I'll be flying during the course of the majority of the games tomorrow afternoon. So before we go over the play of the day, we will do what we normally do, which is where we will recap what happened yesterday. We ended up getting another nice win at plus money with the Chicago Cubs minus 1.5 runs, which was available at plus 110 on the overnight line on 5 dimes. One ended up getting bet down a lot, as I thought that it would, because of the fact that the Cubs have been playing well lately and the Marlins are absolutely terrible. And that game went exactly according to plan. Mentioned the stats of the Marlins offense struggling, mentioned that the Cubs were doing well offensively and how Cole Hamels was off of 2 solid starts. And the Cubs ended up winning very convincingly by a score of 6-0, which brings our record on this show to 20-12-1 for plus 6.8 units, as we will be looking for another win in this game tonight. And we are also going to be looking at another game that involves plus money. So that is something to keep in mind as we look to move our winning streak to 3 with plus money games. Now, the game that we are going to be looking at, we are actually going to be returning to hockey. And as people know, I've been very high on the Vegas Golden Knights so far in this series, as we ended up cashing a huge plus price with them earlier in the series at +1, at -1, I should say, in game 3. We will actually be taking Vegas money line in this game, which is available at +105 on the money line at Bet Online. I would suggest taking that now, as it has been betting down to almost even in almost every book. It was available at +101 on 5 dimes and some other books, but the best line available is currently at Bet Online during this time of recording, which is available at +105. So that is the line we will be using. Just a quick recap of the series. The Sharks were able to win game 1 by a score of 5-2. And then ever since that point, Vegas has switched into another gear, and San Jose has not been able to adjust. The Knights have won each of the last 3 games by at least 2 goals, and now they're returning to San Jose, where San Jose has been very solid so far in the regular season, and in game 1 at home, where Vegas has struggled over the course of the season on the road. However, I don't think that really matters for this game. I feel like just the way the momentum has been, showcasing itself in this series, the Sharks have no answers for Vegas. Vegas has scored 5 goals in each of the last, at least 5 goals in each of the last 3 games. The Sharks' defense has been terrible. Their goalies have been awful, Martin Jones as well as Aaron Dell. I don't even know who's going to be in net for the Sharks tomorrow, and I don't think it really matters. Both goalies have been terrible. Both their penalty kill has been atrocious, as Vegas done whatever they want on the power play. Stone's been unstoppable. Pacioretty was great in the team's last game. I don't really think the Sharks have any answers, and I think that Vegas should definitely be favored in this game. I get the idea of a potential overreaction in a must-win game, quote-unquote, because of the fact that the Sharks will be eliminated if they end up losing. That doesn't really mean anything to me. I'm sure Calgary was in pretty much a must-win game against the Colorado Avalanche last night. They ended up losing, not to mention the fact that the Lightning were in a must-win game in Game 4, and they were going off as the favorite. They lost. The Penguins were in a must-win game in Game 4 against the Islanders. They lost. So far, every team in their elimination game has lost so far. And the Sharks, based on how they've been playing in current form, I have no faith in this team actually winning this game. I think Vegas should be a -120 or higher in this game. And the fact that we're getting plus money on them is just extreme value. And I feel like I have to take this play, knowing that Vegas has won each of the last 2 games handily, and that the Sharks, both their goalies have been awful. Their power play has been terrible. Their penalty kill has been terrible. And Marc-Andre Fleury for Vegas is off of a shutout, so he is in very good form at this point in time. I think Vegas will look to end this series as soon as possible, knowing that they might end up playing Colorado in the next round if Colorado is able to finish out. So if the President's Trophy winner in the Eastern Conference is out and the leading point team in the Western Conference is now on the brink of elimination, that opens the door in the Western Conference. And Vegas, in my opinion, is the favorite to win the Western Conference at this point in time, based on how they've played and how deep they've looked. So for me, I will be taking the Vegas Golden Knights at +105 money line at Bet Online, and that will be the play of the day. But to quickly go over, preview some of the other playoff games that are going to be on tomorrow, A game between Carolina and Washington. I lean to Washington at plus 110. I know that Carolina looked great in Game 3, but so far it seems like all the teams have done pretty well in Game 3 in terms of home, just based on the fact that they're finally in front of their home crowd, with the exception of the Pittsburgh Penguins. But overall, I'm not surprised Carolina did well in Game 3. They hung tough in the first 2 games. I simply just think Washington's too good of a team to be laying plus 110. I think they should be relatively even. I think it should either be even or it should be roughly pick 'em. I think at minus 110. I think that Washington has a lot of value at plus 110. Moving on, you have Winnipeg versus St. Louis. St. Louis roughly at plus 110. I actually like Winnipeg at minus 120 in this game, just knowing the fact that the Blues were up 2-0. They had all the momentum. Then Winnipeg went into St. Louis, won both games, and are now tied at 2-2. Winnipeg's top line looks like it's better than St. Louis's top line, and both goalkeepers have been pretty well at balancing each other out with Hellebuck and Bennington. I think they're relatively a wash, and I think Winnipeg has the better team and the momentum, so I will be leaning to Winnipeg in that game. Moving on, you have Philly and Brooklyn. I lean to Philly at 2.5, but it would not surprise me to see Brooklyn cover in the first half of this game. I think Brooklyn will come out focused as they got embarrassed in Game 2 and will need to win this game at home in order to make this a series. Moving on, you have San Antonio and Denver. Line opened up at 2. It's up to 4 in most spots, but I personally bet it at 3.5. This would have been my second best play of the day, but I like Vegas too much at the plus price. But San Antonio, I already have money on. I put money on them at minus 3.5 and minus 110. This one will probably go up. San Antonio should probably be up 2-0 in the series, but they ended up choking in Game 2. Denver's not good on the road. San Antonio's 32-9 at home. I think San Antonio will win this game by 8 or so. So I like San Antonio in this game. And moving on, Golden State was at minus 7. It's up to 8.5 and 9 in most spots. I like Golden State in this game, particularly in the third quarter. I think the third quarter has value. I think the Clippers will come out definitely motivated at 1-1 to defend the home court. But knowing Golden State, the third quarter tends to be the quarter that they typically dominate in. And I think that Coach Kerr will be able to make enough adjustments for Golden State to smack the Clippers in the second half, as they will go out to a 2-1 series lead. So my leans in basketball, I like Philly winning the full game, covering the spread, but I like Brooklyn in the first half. I like San Antonio in the first half and the full game at minus 3.5. And I like the Golden State Warriors third quarter spread in that game. And for hockey, I like Winnipeg and I like Washington. But your play of the day will be on the Vegas Golden Knights at plus 105 on the money line at Bet Online. I'm waiting for the lines to come out, and it's only come out on Bovada. I like Vegas to win in regulation for an even juicier price. I know the 1.5 might seem a little bit much for a road team, but according to Bovada, Vegas to win in regulation is a plus 165, and I think that that's extreme value, and I will definitely be betting that tomorrow once the line comes out on the respective books. But as of right now, for the overnight lines, I definitely like the Golden Knights as an underdog because I think they're going to be going off at roughly minus 105 in this game because I expect a lot of money to come in on Vegas in this game. Might be a public side, might be a sharp side. I just don't see any value on backing San Jose. So at 3:40 in the morning, the best line available is Vegas Golden Knights money line at plus 105, which is available on Bet Online. But just a quick reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, as we will continue bringing you daily betting content every day. And I will continue to do that internationally while I'm in the Bahamas for the next couple of days. So don't worry about my traveling plans. I will always make time for a video sometime tomorrow night. And with that being said, that will do it for this installment of Scott Selections for Thursday, April 18th. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets.